Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me in today's session. My name is Basak, and I work as a senior account executive at Adjust, and I'm responsible of Turkey and Middle East. In this session, we will have an inside look at the power of visualization to drive mobile app growth. Why visualization is so important for mobile app growth? We will try to seek answers to this question, and then I will walk you through our datascape to showcase in real time how we can easily read, visualize, and customize our data by having the most benefit out of it. In this session, we'll look at why data visualization matters, as well as some tips for improving your growth. So, what is Datascape? Datascape is one-stop shop for data reporting, visualization, and analysis. With different dedicated dashboards, you can pull in, pivot, and drill down into dimensions that matters most to you. You can analyze and compare network data, attribution data, SCAD network data, and ATT consented installs all in one initiative interface. Therefore, you will have an idea about what happens in your app, and then, more than that, how users interact within each phase of buying journey. Before proceeding, we need to understand that when we are talking about Datascape effectively, we can either get very much into details, or we can have high-level analysis to perform, or take a simple approach and perform a high-level analysis. It is up to us to define the best approach, and it all depends on the level of insights we are looking for. The visualization process of the funnel is a key moment that helps us map out all the interactions users have with our mobile app, as well as how we facilitate the conversion to the next step of the journey. In the awareness phase, we identify the sources through which target audience comes in contact with our app. These should include both organic and paid traffic, as well as mobile, digital, but also maybe offline channels where possible. We try to create a visual map of the different touch points users can have with our brand or with our application. This first step should already give us some level of transparency on different channels' performance and where the most drop-offs are before the acquisition, helping us analyze in different messages and communication styles we use, but also how we track our marketing activities as well. And then the next stage should be the interaction represents how we communicate with our target audience through our presence on mobile platforms like App Store or Google Play Store. The core question in this phase is how easy is it for users to experience our application? For example, download our mobile app. Once users decide to download our mobile app, we move on to the next phase, the conversion. There are, though, some interesting questions to answer. For example, what is the opt-in rate for post-install communication, like push notifications, requests for cookies, requests for tracking? Here, at this stage, conversion rate optimization, tracking and attribution, and data visualization have the utmost importance. So let's have a look at Datascape and how we can build, read, and customize our visualized data in one single unified platform. So this is our Datascape dashboard. On the left-hand side, we see some pre-made dashboards. So every subject includes respective widgets. It consists of respective widgets that we recommend you to follow. For example, in user acquisition dashboard, you will see some metrics, KPIs relevant to that topic. Widgets, this is what we call widgets. These are customizable, but if you need very deep dive analysis, pivot reports and everything, you can always go to the reports and create your own customized reports with tons of different KPIs, dimensions, and so on. I will walk you through quickly. So let's start with the overview. What is overview dashboard? Overview dashboard is like when you wake up in the morning, you grab your coffee and you would like to understand, you need to have a quick overview. You need to understand what happened in your application, like in a specific time frame. So here we can select one or more applications. Here we can select, maybe if you want to compare the performance of our apps and so on, we can select multiple applications. This is where we pick the time frame. There is no limitations. And this is my favorite widget, compare to. What we are comparing to. So since we picked last 30 days, we are comparing our performance to the previous time frame, last 30 days. So by doing so, we will see the immediate change on our KPIs. Now I'm waiting for the data. I think my internet is a bit slow today. So when I compare, when I pick the compare to feature, I see that my installs went up 6%, nearly 7% when I compare to the previous time frame. But there are some red flags here. My all revenue dropped nearly 3%. My purchase events, the purchase events also dropped nearly 3%. So those are the red flags for me, and I need to understand the reason why my revenue is dropping, why my purchase event is dropping, while my ad spend is growing. So I need to understand these reasons, so I can either pick partner by partner. So for example, here I see that on August 7, from my organic traffic, I see increase, like 2% of increase, or so for example, let's check purchase event. Let's pick purchase event. For example, on August 13th, I see nearly 12% drop in my from the installs coming from my organic traffic. I can read it like that. So those partner blue, partner dark, partner ACMEV will be the networks that you're going to use, or the marketing campaigns that you're going to use. It can be Facebook, it can be TikTok, it can be new market launch campaign, SMS, email, and so on. So instead of comparing with partners, we can also compare countries, which we recommend in hyper casual gaming actually, or we can also check other metrics. So some people are chart people and some people are table people. They just want to focus on the numeric numbers. So this is the visualized version. This is the chart version. And by the way, when we pick the countries, we see the list of the countries. For example, United States. I see a drop, I see a raise in United States, but we can also remove some of the countries from here. And going back to the previous topic, some people are chart people, some people are table people. It's super easy to switch. If you want to focus on table view, we can switch to table view, and we just gonna focus on the numeric numbers instead of the charts. So here, country by country, day by day, we see how many installs we acquired with the changes, or how many, what's our ad spend with the changes, and so on, and we can always remove the changes. So those metrics are the ones we recommend you to follow, but if you wanna have different KPIs in your overview dashboard, you can change it by clicking Edit KPIs. Here, for example, instead of purchase, you can add any other event. You can add cohorted metrics. Here, it can be retention, session, LTV. It can be ROAS. For example, let's pick ROAS. We can add cohorted ROAS, or we can add deliverables. And instead of following all ROAS, we can separate, we can divide as in-app purchases or ads. So now all is picked, but let's do it in-app purchases. And click. And now we see our ROAS in terms of the in-app purchases revenue. So it is also possible. And again, I'm going back. So those KPIs, we will see those KPIs through whole presentation. But there's one thing that I would like to mention is custom metrics. So what are the custom metrics? For example, all the KPIs, all the formulas are defined by adjust, that you see it on the dashboard. For example, conversion rate, we have the formula. But maybe you want to have a churn rate, you want to have your own formulas for the churn rate, or maybe the number of unique loyal users per month. You need to have this KPI, but we don't have it on the dashboard. So we can get those KPIs and we can get your formulas and we can add your custom metrics on the dashboard. For example, if you pay in England, like let's say 15%, I don't know the exact number, let's say 15%, and in Germany it's 19%. So when you calculate your profitability, it's really important to have those metrics as clear. So we can always add those metrics as custom metrics. So you will have a more clear view about your custom metrics. Going down, again, we have a quick performance overview in terms of the revenue. As we can see, what we recommend in hyper casual gaming, since the campaigns are like international, you can compare the performance of the countries in terms of the revenue or in terms of something else. It can be anything again. And what else we can check? We can always check campaign name to understand the performance of our campaigns. Always visualized version, chart view, and table view, numeric version. It's super easy. And of course, we have the real-time performance report. For example, we can quickly compare the performance of our campaigns to understand the difference. How many installs we acquired, how many clicks we acquired, here we can see what is the CTR, how many installs, what is the daily active user, ad spend, eCPI. We have a handful of metrics here, and we can add or remove more metrics. So let's say the KPIs here, so that those are unlimited. Those are the main KPIs that we recommend you to follow. But let's say you need to have more metrics. Then what we can do, we can click here. And when we click here, it will redirect us to the report section where we can play around a bit our KPIs, dimensions, and so on. So the things that you can do is unlimited here. Let's do it all together. For example, you would like to create a report that you can follow every day. So you just need to go to columns, and maybe you don't want to see eCPI or click conversion rate and CTR and clicks. I remove this. Instead of those metrics and campaign name, I would like to add maybe the countries. And it can be anything here, by the way. And maybe, let's say, creatives. We would like to understand the performance of our creatives. Which creative is which banner is bringing us the more performance? I keep those as dimensions. And from the metrics, maybe I want to add ROAS. It can be in-app purchases and ads. Let's add all. And I know that we have tons of metrics on the dashboard, but as you can see, we explain everything. What is the calculation and so on. So when you go to the relevant KPI, you will see the explanation. And maybe we can add LTV from cohorted, like let's say day 1 LTV and day 7 LTV of our users. We can also divide LTV as in-app purchases or ads if you need to have a very deep dive information. And we can also do all users, the LTV of our all users, or paying users. Let's keep paying users. So I created this report and I need to click on reload data. And since I added some cohorted metrics, maybe we need to have the matured cohorted report. So we can also go to data configuration, and we can check select the product environment, attribution status, attribution source, attribution type, ad revenue sources. It can be attribution mix or network. And as I said, the cohort maturity, we even have a choice to pick cohort maturity. It can be immature or it can be mature cohort. Going back to our report. So our report is ready. So here we have the campaign names, we have the countries, and the creative names, like the banner names. So how many installs we obtained in the last couple of days with the change. I still keep the change, but you can remove the change. average daily active users, ad spend, and so on. So all the metrics are here. And let's say I need this report every day. So I don't need to come to the dashboard and create this report from scratch every day. I can basically pick as save as daily report, maybe Basak, because when you have an adjust account, multiple users have an access to the dashboard. And if you need to visualize this report, you just need to go to charts and you get the visualized version. If you need to, maybe you're going to embed it to a presentation, or yeah, you just need to chart view. So here we have the chart views. You can play with the chart, timeline chart, cohort chart. You can change the granularity and so on. And what we said in the beginning, it's like a pivot table. So here you can change conditions and you can give values. And we save this on the report. So after saving this report, we will update this report in real time, and you can edit report, download, share, and so on. This is the customize report section. And we have user acquisition dashboard. I will show you quickly. And user acquisition dashboard, of course, it's super important in hyper casual gaming. What is our all revenue and what is our ad spend? Here we see our all revenue against ad spend, and of course our gross profit will be automatically calculated. Here we have a really nice and readable chart. We can check day by day all revenue against ad spend and gross profit with the changes. I would recommend you to keep the changes to see the immediate effect, immediate changes in terms of your performance. Again, we have the performance trends widget here in terms of the all revenue, but we can add any metrics. For example, we can even add custom metrics here with the sources. So, for example, on August 5th, what is our organic traffic? What is the revenue coming from our organic traffic and our paid sources? We have the top 10 installs, and let's pick countries. So here we see what are the countries which are create the top 10 costs for us, like which countries we spend most and which countries we get the most installs. So it should be matching, you know, if we spend if we spend a lot of money on United States, we would expect the same amount of installs from United States. And we have a really nice user activity dashboard here. What is our average daily active users? And what is our average revenue for daily active users with the charts? And those are the same widgets for the user acquisition dashboard. Going back, moving on with the monetization. So of course, with monetization, every dashboard has the same dynamics, but different KPIs that we would recommend you to follow. And every dashboard you can play around with. So you don't need to follow those metrics. Those are the metrics we would recommend you to follow for monetization. But of course, you can change those from reports. So our all revenue dropped 3%, and our ad revenue also dropped nearly 3% as well. Of course, in result, our gross profit also dropped, and the revenue events also dropped. So those are the red flag. It's not a good report. So we need to understand the reasons, hovering in the charts or switching to the table view. And we have a really nice cohort analysis here in terms of the day of install, but it can be country, all revenue per users, LTV, ROAS, paying user rate, and so on. Here. But now we are looking at the app level. We can always change it. And we have ad revenue trends. So we can make it as ad revenue maybe. So we see the top 5 partners which are bringing us the most ad revenue. So here we will see our partners, current period, previous period with the change. And we have a really nice in-app purchases widget here. So we see the top 5 partners which bring us the most revenue events or most ad revenue. It can be, again, campaigns, country, apps. I would recommend you to check campaign name or country for hyper casual gaming. And again, the real-time, we finish with the real-time performance report and post-install cohorted metrics. But you can have a very detailed view in cohorts dashboard. We have different widgets here, and every widget is super unique to adjust. For example, now we have a heat map here, and when it comes to cohort analysis, there is no limitation. So you can enlarge the time frame. So we can check ROAS, all revenue, in-app purchases and ads, partner by partner or country by country. What is the, let's wait for the data. So we will see day by day. Yeah, exactly. Day 0, 1, 2, 3, it goes like that, and with a nice heat map. So you will see a heat map. Since it's a demo dashboard, we don't see it at the moment, but when you have your own dashboard, you will see the heat map. Being conscious about the time, I need to speed up a bit. So we have a cohort analysis chart here. So we see, now we are looking at the retention rate of our all users by partners. So the users who are coming from partner blue, let's say it's your Facebook campaign, who are coming from Facebook, the retention rate of them on 7 day is 23%, 23.44%. We can read it like that, or we can change, we can check the total value. And let's say we need to focus on a specific day. Let's say we optimize our campaigns according to the 7-day retention rate of our users. So we don't need to go to the cohorts and pick the 7-day and understand the performance and so on. We can come here, pick the specific day, 7-day, and we see campaign by campaign. Now we are looking at, we see the users who are coming from CTV campaign, and their 5th of August retention rate is 50%. We can read it like that. Instead of retention rate, you can add different metrics. And lastly, I would like to show you Skype network, because it's really important. If you have Skype network campaigns, you can see the total installs. Total installs consist of the valid conversion and conversion value now. So this is where you can actually see your attribution data, Skype network data, cohorts, and everything in one single platform with the visualization optimization option. So here we have the same charts, easy to follow for Skype network. We will also report the average total revenue and average revenue per install. Since Apple doesn't send us the exact revenue, it's not possible. But here, since you see the average revenue, we protect you from being blind. At least you have an idea about the average revenue and average revenue per install. Again, partner by partner, country by country, campaign name, and so on. And you will see the Skype network events here, 6 events, and we have a conversion value breakdown, and it's really easy to play around with it. So all in all, I don't want to say the same things in the beginning, but data visualization and seeing everything is one single unified platform is super important. So if you have this data in one single platform, you don't need to use different tools. So you have your MMP, you have your maybe Google Data Studio in some part to visualize your data, you have your Tableau somewhere, like different tools. Of course, all the tools are talking with each other, but it costs a lot of energy and maybe money. So it's really important to have everything in one place, and everything, it's very important to have everything with the visualize option, a table option, readable, deep dive analysis, and so on. So I think I passed my time a bit. Thank you for listening. And if you have questions, please feel free to ask. I will try to explain and answer everything. Thank you.